100 men versus one gorilla. And let's just delve into this and what this really, going into right quick and why it started becoming a trending topic. So when you understand how it all goes, when you understand the symbology of this, it's very important because I'm gonna break it down right quick on the whole aspect of how the 100 men, when they're doing that multiple men, that goes into we the Masons, we the people, we the people. So that goes into that whole spirit of that we are many, you are but one. So it's the warring against the Messiah. As it's written in 1 John 4:3, those who deny Messiah come in flesh are Antichrist. So it's just basically the Masons trying to say, we're going to keep people not knowing who you are. We're going to keep you separated from your tribe, from your people, from the nation, keep people ignorant about your existence, and then that's how we can overtake this gorilla. I think we got a chance. That's all it's really saying. I'm gonna delve into this right quick. So when you understand the word, how the apes are called Semites, that's originally how Shem, Shem originally was called Semitic. The Hebrews, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Latinos, and go and so forth. So you understand how all that goes into the whole theme of that. So it goes to the Semitic, that's why the apes are called Semitic, because it goes to the Shemites, the Hebrews. So it's all allegory for planet of the apes, you know what I'm saying? Just like on the movie Infinity War, remember when Thanos at the end of the movie when he destroyed the whole world and he was sitting on the planet alone? That's how they want the Messiah. They don't want him to have his 144K with him. They want him to, okay, we already know they already want everybody to go to hell, basically. The mission gonna be fulfilled regardless. But they want it in a reality where no matter what all the saints did, everybody failed and everybody go to hell and lead the Messiah by itself. Satan want to collect all the souls. So that's why they want that 100 men versus that one gorilla, Remember during the time of notice the 8 is prevalent during the time of like Trump eras. So I thought I had it up. But basically, remember during the time of Harambe, remember the Harambe ape in 2016? Remember he died in the Cincinnati Zoo? And, Cincinnati goes into Cincinnatus, which just goes into nothing but basically the whole theme of, goes to the whole theme of the Roman Emperor Cincinnatus. So that goes to how Rome went to war against the Messiah. You kind of see what I mean? They kill off the ape. The Masons want to kill off the ape. They want to kill off the Messiah. Basically like keep him hidden in this sense. So, it had to happen all the time during the Trump era. You hear about the ape being a prevalent talk or something like that because in Joel 2:1, blow ye the trumpet in Zion. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble for the day of the Lord coming for it is nigh at hand. You kind of see what I mean? So it's very important, that Donald Trump, that whole thing with Trump, in the moment, in the twinkling of an eye at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, we shall be changed. So you see that whole thing goes to that Trump. You kind of see what I'm saying? That trumpet that sounded off. That's why Trump is being utilized to get rid of all the black identity. All the black history and so forth, because they already know we're going into the time where we coming out of that blackness being hidden. In Psalms 83, 1-4, as it's written, they say let us remove the name Israel, that they be remembered no more. And they go to war against Israel, they go to war against Judah. And they want to keep people in that blackness, keep people in that darkness and that ignorance, not knowing your identity, keeping you hidden. So like I said, that whole thing with the Cincinnatus Roman Emperor. So let's delve deeper into this.